Buenos noches, amigos, and welcome to Through the Tomes, where an amateur DM guides his friends, his very understanding patient friends, through his first campaign of Dungeons and Dragons using modules and campaign settings and pre-written work, tying it all together as best as he can. I'm PD Rave, your aforementioned amateur DM, and here with me is not all of my party, squad, crew, only one. We were having a kind of an odd little adventure. We only have playing Lucius Zanero, Matt.
Hey, I just realized I guess I need like 3 props, and I have a set of digital calipers and a set of manual calipers, and that's all I can muster at short notice.
Yeah, I have a mug of foreign coins. I have this mug, and in it I have a golden nugget coin. You can't really see it.
A golden nugget.
From Golden Nugget Casino. I think it counts as $1. A random poker chip from a generic poker chip thing. I don't know. I don't remember where this is from. It's $1. So yeah, it's all foreign coins. You can just like see in there. See if the camera focuses.
Oh, fantastic!
It is. I have a $2 bill in here, which is not foreign, but it's always good to have. Let me see what I can pull.
Tune in for this hot blind cup action.
Blind coin cup. I found a. Let's see. It is un cuarto de Balboa. Un cuarto de Balboa. I think it's a quarter of a Balboa. It's from the Republic of... I can't see. Republic of Panama. I got a Panamanian quarter.
You got any Panama Red in there as well, or?
No, can't say that I do.
All right. I have 2 bottle openers, a Drunk Kids Gaming and a jury with the Night Attack Knight who might attack Night Attack.
Nice. Yes. Yeah, these are... So, I should say the reason I have this mug of coins is from my 2 years as a drive-through guy at McDonald's. So every once in a while somebody would hand in, or either accidentally or probably on purpose, foreign coins, or I would just see them in the drawer. And I was like, well, this is useless. I'm gonna take this, like,
right?
Or nice. They give it like, this is mine, like, and then I have an entire mug full of them. It happened that frequently. It is deep in here. So great. I've got some like from various Caribbean countries, the Panama. Like I've got some of these are just from all over the place. Like of the same coin. Yeah, this comes. This is one more. I can't see. Ugh. This is my blind ass. From Canada. I've got a Canadian nickel.
Are those dollary dues?
I believe so. It's 5 cents.
Or is that Australia?
Probably. All right, but that's beside the point. We're here, just me and Squiggles, just hanging out, just the bros, because we kind of have a nice little side quest for Lucius as he nearing the full moon, and with a little bit of downtime he saw from that was happening with the group, decided to prepare for the full moon. I remembered the thing that I was going to go over with you, but I'll go with you in the episode. Because we had some ideas of how the to deal with the lycanthropy, and we were talking about the fact that Lucius is kind of his like hidden secret is that he is also a were-tiger. Kind of been turned a while ago as a were-tiger. Kind of influences his style. It kind of altered his look as far as like from a druid standpoint. But also we were kind of like figuring out how that would work from a gameplay standpoint, and you come up with the idea that like closer to the new moon, he was free to transform at will, and closer to the full moon, you kind of went with can't transform and has to at full moon. I like the idea.
Yeah.
I like the idea that it's less of a can't and more of a won't out of precaution. Because one of the things that like embracing lycanthropy is the threat of kind of falling into the like a uncontrollable bloodlust, and you kind of understood that. And closer to the full moon, it could be a lot more volatile, and that's a lot more scary.
Right. Well, so as I understand it, it's more of like if you embrace it. And I think maybe it also has to do with like, a werewolf, maybe you're a little bit more volatile than a were-tiger, perhaps.
But it's something along those lines, and it's a different personality depending on which animal you're aware. But it's like it's more of a precaution because of like that thing that could change, that could turn, or how your turning could happen closer to that time. But you do kind of like allow yourself the time to just have the full moon just change and things like that. And that's like the controlling, like the idea of that's how you control it in a sense.
Right. Yeah. So kind of my idea was, according to the book, I guess that's rules. That's non-Southern rules lawyer voice. Like once you have kind of fully embraced lycanthropy, you can just change at will no matter what the phase of the moon is. And so my idea was basically, at this point, like Lucius has totally embraced it, but my thinking was it kind of takes some time and some number of phases of the moon for it to kind of take place. And so at this point he's only able to from like first quarter through full moon to last quarter, and then when it's a new moon he is unable to because there's not enough.
So that's what we'll kind of explore. That's what we'll explore thematically, kind of like, because how he's able to try to embrace fully. So that's part of what we're going to explore. So, because there's other forces at work, especially because there's many forces at work and internal forces, especially influenced by other things going on in your life, and outside of it. So you kind of like I figure Lucius got whatever he needed to head out to the wooded areas. So you did say that Lucius kind of like left a lot of his equipment. What did he leave behind? He looked like his.
So, I should have written this. Did I write this down? He left almost everything behind.
Okay.
Like he took. He took his druid focus, the red stick of Panama, and wore pants, to not erase suspicion. He's barefoot.
Yeah.
On his way there, like on his way out of town, he stops by somewhere and picks up an herbalism kit and some
Yeah.
of the specialized ingredients to make, I think, 5 healing potions.
Yeah.
And that's it. And everything else, he just, left in a bundle, bundled up and said, I'm going camping for a week or two.
Yeah.
If you change hotels or whatever, just take this with you, please.
Yeah. And then he sets out a few days, or how long before the full moon did he set out? Probably like a few days.
Yeah, so probably like at the when did the downtime begin? I should have.
I would say like on the, if I remember correctly, it was a couple of weeks before the full moon, like somewhere around the 15th, like somewhere around there, 15th, 16th, after the whole ordeal, and
right
after the whole like the Frightened Flower mission.
Right. So yeah, like just once everybody kind of started doing their own thing and their own research, like Wind and Summer, she's like, I'm gonna spend some time at the library, and Solero does this and Toby does that, and Lucius is like bundle everything up and checks out.
Yeah.
So like 17th or 18th, I guess.
Yeah, somewhere around there, and then you can prepare for that. And one of the things that one of the things that you could do is you can even like get a decent little map of the area, at least around that area of the Monarchy Coast, to kind of understand the layout.
Okay.
And I'd say the best bet you find is just doing a slight trek to the major bridge, crossing over the Titan River into kind of like the wooded area on like the other kind of like jutted out
slight
area.
peninsula.
Yeah, slight peninsula.
Okay.
The other Florida. There's like 3 Floridas here.
Florida 3.
Yes. Yeah, kind of like head out to the wood areas. Is there anything that Lucius does out there in particular? I imagine part of it is starting the potion making process, I imagine.
Yeah, I think the first like say 2 days, he's just happy to just be in nature. Like I guess he'd I guess I didn't really think about food or like how he would hunt. I mean, he has wild shape though, so I mean,
yeah.
Between the lycanthropy and the wild shape, like he's just happy to be running free, frolicking naked in the forest, like doing whatever, catching his dinner, maybe cooking some days, not cooking other days. Oh yeah, he also has his red stick of Panama, so he can just ice knife.
Yes,
if he needs to.
Let me pull up the crafting, and then you said you were gonna craft potions.
Yes. So 5 healing potions, and I was looking at it last week. I think it's just 1 day per potion.
Yeah.
Per healing potion specifically. And so along with all his, hunting, he's also like gathering some of the fresher ingredients you need. Like as he runs across them, like, oh yeah, I'll take that and I'll take that.
Okay, so are you doing the crafting rules from the?
I think it was Xanathar.
Oh, okay.
Or is there
I was
is
wondering
there
if you were
one in
using.
Wildmount?
I don't know. I was wondering if you were doing the one from the that thing, that alpha build of the.
Oh no, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just looking at Xanathar.
Yeah. So I would say, yeah, you would have bought like five glass vials, and you know that it's just a matter of getting the right curative reagents, just common for each of them, and you know where to find the right like little like herbs, and the right like uh you know how to like what's the
The
not thing to
correct
get
11 herbs and spices.
exactly. um and um and it's pretty simple. It actually only takes a couple hours per each potion if we do it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, especially since Lucius will have an understanding at least a little bit on the some of that. Even he's not an alchemist, but he understands like the herbalism and that kind of stuff.
He's had some experience mixing substances, you might say.
Yeah. Well, we'll play with that one because it's the one that one is fun to use, and that can it adds a little bit more gameplay to it, because I don't know if the Xanathar's Guide has a role to it, but I like this one. Let me put it into this. Where did I put it before? But yeah, so we'll just do like one of your for days. You start gathering, and it's pretty easy. Like on your first couple of days, you're like your first day, really, you're able to kind of gather the very like the herbs, maybe a couple like little mushrooms here and there, things like that work well for the healing potion, um, and you have your vials at the ready. So all it needs is to be able to. It's basically since each roll counts as 2 hours of work, so it's basically a roll for each potion.
Okay.
So, and it's your alchemy. So let's see. In place of you can use herbalism kit. So it'd be your herbal. Are you proficient with herbalism kit?
I am proficient in herbalism.
Okay, perfect. So you use your herbalism kit proficiency plus your intelligence or wisdom, whichever you want. Your intelligence or wisdom modifier.
I think I'll use wisdom.
Yeah. It's what makes sense. It makes perfect sense for kind of like how you understand how to make all this together.
Right.
And it's a failure just means you don't make progress. It's like unless you like fail 3 times in a row, but it's
gotcha.
And it's it's a low it's a fairly low DC for fairly okay, not super low DC, but not bad.
Okay.
So
I'm going to roll perception. Wait, no. Is that right?
So just
what's my proficiency? Okay, yeah. Perception has the correct modifier, so I'm just going to roll that because I don't have herbalism set up. Okay. So here's for the first one. We're off to a fantastic start.
It's it's the first day. You're just trying to get used to it. It's like you're trying to like get everything mushed together. You're you in the herbalism because you're trying to like you're working your mortar and pestle and you're like squishing everything together. Beautiful thing is there's no critical failures in skill checks, so this is but luckily that doesn't matter. But you're starting, but you're sure you can do this, and you're doing this, but you feel like you're not quite getting progress going forward. But like let's go back and kind of like not start over, but kind of like go through the steps again.
Right.
Kind of go at it for a couple hours. I was like, let's go over the steps again. Give it another roll.
Okay, that's perfect. More like it.
Yeah, you're able to. It's like, okay, no, you start over. Okay, this step. You get the. You get this this root with this mushrooms. Blend it together. With these things. Put in the water. All right, you mix it up in the vial, and you have yourself a very familiar reddish liquid. It looks like it has all your. It's your kind of healing potion, so it has the herbs kind of floating in there, kind of still to help keep the strength of the curative agents intact, but it looks like a healing potion.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and it only took you 4 hours. Yeah. And yeah. Do you just kind of do you think Lucius just powers through and just tries to get as much done in one day, or does?
Yeah, I think like if it gets late, he'll save it for the next day, but he's on a roll. He wants to enjoy nature. Like this is he came out here mostly to enjoy nature, and he's like, "You know what? I'll make some healing potion for the guys." And so like find that. So he's this is a very small part of his plans.
Yeah. And you do that, and as you finish up that vial and you look through, kind of hold it up in the sun. Yeah, it's just kind of like, and before you start your next one, you kind of take a moment and you look around, and the woods are nice. The breeze is going through the treetops. You're kind of just swaying in the breeze. There's not much in the form of cloud coverage. Super blue skies. The sun is in the sky. There's a nice like a pine tree scent like in the air, or like similar trees, like just as a nice like scent of like leaves and like and animal poop, but like it's nice. It's just nature.
It's nature, man. What it's all about.
And and yeah, and it's just it's kind of it just feels enriching. It just
man.
All right, go ahead and let's power through and see if you can make another potion.
Right. 14.
You kind of get a little distracted, but you're able to kind of get another potion through, and it comes out just as nice. Yeah, and I think
awesome.
you find that you're looking at the time. It's a little bit more in the afternoon. You kind of like you. I would say this is like on your second day. You had first set yourself up your first day, and then this is like your second day that you had gotten up and decided this is my activity for today. Like,
right.
Yeah, and you feel like, oh, I can get another couple hours out of of work done. You have like two, like, yeah, I can get another one. So it's more in the afternoon, but you figure you get another one done, it'll be early evening, and you can set up to camp for the night.
All right. Do I roll again?
Yeah.
Oh.
You start making progress, and as soon as it starts to get a little bit later, you realize that you're a little sweaty, and you've been kind of working at it because it is still like manually intensive work, working the herbs and like mashing everything together and kind of like burning everything liquid. You find yourself realizing that like you're getting, you spend 8 hours in this, and this last one, it's kind of like you kind of were pushing it, and it doesn't quite come together. So you kind of just like, all right, let's put everything into like into like a little like thing you can hold it in your kit, to start over again the next day. Yeah. So, but yeah, you start. It's getting a little late. You kind of like rest up. How does Lucius like to set himself up as he's roughing it now?
I actually I think I imagine him like looking for a tree to climb in is his ideal. Like if there's a tree with like branches close enough that he can just climb up and chill out there. Away from most of the predators and nice view.
You have let me see. Give me a nature check. Pretty low DC.
Okay. Not low enough, I suspect.
I mean, it just means you kind of get lost in things a bit. It does. I would say this is one of those success with qualification rather than just outright calling it failure, because just the binary success failure thing all the time isn't always fun.
Right.
We'll call it. It just takes you a little while, and you're just getting used to like doing this again, because you kind of done it before. We can retcon it as saying that just before this is something you did just before Zenith and the Palmaflora Sahuagin battle. I found out that I've been pronouncing that monster wrong. Apparently it's Sahuagin or Sahuagin. I think no, it's Sahuagin.
Oh God, that's weird. I've always pronounced it as Sahuagin, and you said it as Sahuagin or whatever. I'm like, okay, well, this is not worth arguing about because I don't know which of us is right, if either.
Yeah, I don't know. I will say that like if you look it up in D&D Beyond, it has a little speaker of somebody that pronounces it, and it is I was like, wait, what? Because Sahuagin was how I heard Brennan Lee Mulligan of Dimension 20 pronounce it. I was like, oh. And I just read it. I pronounce it just sight unseen. I've never heard that word. Never heard it before.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. But it's Sahuagin.
I think we need to just cycle through all of them.
Yes.
Sahuagin, Sahuagin, Sahuagin,
yes.
Sahuagin.
Yeah. And you know what? It's all a matter of like, what dialect of common you speak.
Exactly.
It's your accent. Elves say it one way, the dwarves say it another. It's all a matter of perspective. But yeah, shortly before that, obviously since we had to retcon things, so we did all the lycanthropy after we had started the whole campaign. But it makes sense, like during that little bit of downtime in between, like that first couple of campaigns and the Zenith incidents, that At some point, he found a opportunity to do that, and
To shift, you mean?
to go out and and maybe
Go
not
out.
all the way out. There's the whole camping trip, but just hide away and
Gotcha.
and do the thing. And
Okay.
but you're getting back into, and basically what I'm saying, you're getting back into the habit. You only do it once a
Okay.
month, so it's so the to do it again, uh, that's what kind of trips you up a little bit, trying to find the tree. And but you eventually do find one that has pretty decent. It's a pretty decent climbing tree with a nice fairly thick resting branch. A branch that you can kind of set yourself up on, and it's a lot easier by yourself because you're not setting up you're not an adventuring party setting up a sleeping arrangement for multiple people.
Right.
Like you just kind of set yourself up, and you climb up there onto this fairly thick branch. I will say, give me an athletics check.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. That's good
Not
enough.
terrible.
That's really good enough. It was going to be a DC 10, so luckily.
Okay.
Oh, whoa! Something threw me. That sound. We had a lot of fun. The great thing about this spot, it fits nice in your back. You have a nice spot to rest your head, and you get pretty comfortable. Yeah, you kind of it takes you to a little bit while it's a little bit more dark, but you're able to get comfortable and go to sleep, and you fall asleep, and well, let's see. As you fall asleep, you start to kind of go into your dreams. You kind of you find yourself in your childhood home. You're in your house, kind of how you remember it. You see, you're kind of in your main room area. You can see your dinner, your dining room a little bit earlier, or at least where everyone kind of gathered together to sit, eat dinner. You see your parents kind of setting the table. You see all your siblings. Let me pull it up. Because I have to pull up your thing that you gave me. I had it pulled up too. I forgot to grab it. You see, you see a couple of your siblings. You see Leo, Rolf. You see Tobias. You see Lara. You see Valerie. A couple of them are already there. A couple come in from outside. One will be the last, a straggler. How do you describe how you remember? Let's say you feel like in your height. This is when you're around, let's say 10-ish, 10 or 11. How do you remember your family? What do they look like? Kind of what they're.
Well, I think it's pretty spread out. So Lucius is the youngest of 6. And so they're if Lucius is 10, then the oldest is probably 20. But they maybe 18. But they still help around, and so probably Lucius would be one of the last to come in. Maybe him and one of his siblings.
Yeah.
But it's probably kind of a working class family. Like, they were comfortable enough, but rooms are certainly shared, especially in given where they are.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of like go into the you're in the home and you're watching as people like go back and forth preparing for dinner, um, and they call out to each other. Um, do you say anything as uh, you see kind of see your mother's there at the table, kind of putting the last minute touches on as far as like the dinner table.
I imagine she would be the kind of person to just say, like, go wash up, we're about to eat. Not
But
in an
does
unkind
the
way, but just like,
yeah,
got things to do.
she'll say that, and you see like one of your brothers responds. Does Lucius say anything?
No, I think he just kind of does as he's told at this point.
Yeah.
Go wash up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go wash up.
Yeah. So you notice that she says that looking over at your brother, and you both respond. Um, and you go to wash up. Um, you go to the area to wash up. All your siblings beat you to kind of the wash basins, and you kind of you find yourself standing there to wait your turn.
Yeah.
And then a
Yeah, I
couple
think, probably some of them are already done washing.
yeah, and what happens is like as they're walking back and forth, you notice them they're kind of like going a little bit just kind of a past you back and forth. You wash up, you turn around, and uh, your parents, and your sibling, your six siblings, your five siblings, occupy all seven chairs at the table, and you notice that they are all eating. You kind of walk up, and no matter what you say, they kind of don't really look towards you. Um, they're not you have a pretty good perception. They're not ignoring you. At least not actively ignoring you.
Right.
They're just not addressing you. And you
Like
kind
is it like they genuinely don't see me?
it just kind of feels like that. It's just like, and you kind of like you look down, like maybe a little like feeling of like being a little translucent, and then suddenly off to your left, you hear, "Hey, you get over here, little punk!" And then you feel like, "Oh no, gotta run."
Run away? You
Yeah,
mean?
you just gotta run. You just feel like you gotta run. That's just
Well,
the
I
feeling.
guess I gotta run then.
Yeah, yeah. You run, and you're running down the Gordon streets. You see all like the storefronts and like the jewelry makers and the the classic like Gordon, like the wood and these like the tall grass areas around Gordon. You're running like just like a just somebody like a rambunctious kid running away from trouble. You're running and you
Did
look to your
did I catch a glimpse of the guy who was yelling at me?
no, you just heard the voice. As far as I mean, you didn't. You just kind of kept running, and now you're in that dream way. You're running down the Gordon streets from without any kind of like you didn't go out the door. You started running and now
Right.
you're on your streets. You look
Right.
to your left and Demetrius is there, running with you. You two are running together. You're about the age where you were up to your younger shenanigans, but not quite to where like getting into the heavy stuff.
We were just general troublemakers at this point.
Yeah, so you're running, like he looks to you, like there's a grin on his face as he looks to you, and then he kind of like does his signal with his lips that means that there's a alleyway we can break through to the left, and you see up ahead, there's an alleyway to the left that you can like break into as you're running towards it.
Okay, I kind of grin back at him and nod and
and then you guys get
duck
up
down the alleyway.
He's like, and as you get in there, he's like, "Hey, here." As you look, Dimitri says, as you kind of both enter the alleyway, and he points to this like narrow gap between two buildings that looks like just enough that there's just enough space for a pair of scrawny hoodlum teens to squeeze through. It's one of those things that you remember with a couple of the buildings that just like they somehow built themselves not pressed up but not far enough to like make their alleyway useful. But that you can like you and him can like squeeze through and get away. And he kind of like squeezes through.
All right, I'll squeeze through right behind him.
Yeah, and then you kind of like do that, like it's like that scene in a video game where you're squeezing through the
right.
Because you got to load the next level.
I tap triangle furiously.
Yes. And you get to a kind of an odd clearing where one of the buildings on either side is just shorter enough or just positioned in a way that there's a nice like space area that's closed off. That you guys kind of like it's been one of your like go-to hiding spots because nobody knows to go through there, or even if they can't, they have to ask permission of people left and right.
Right.
So that's been, you guys hiding spot. You guys plop down in that space, and you guys are just sitting there laughing, and Demetrius is just how you remember him, that smile of his. And in that moment, as you're laughing, Demetrius kind of vanishes. Just like fades away, and you just like sitting there by yourself, and that's when you wake up.
All right. Interesting. All right. I assume I am still in the tree.
Yeah, you're still in the tree.
Is pretty good at sleeping in trees at this point.
Yeah, you're still in the tree. You're up there and comfortable. And you wake up and it's morning. It's a nice morning.
Awesome.
So, is there?
Yeah, Lucius. He kind of sits there a little bit, just enjoys the sunrise as it happens. He's a like we previously talked about, he's a pretty early riser, and so especially here, I imagine it's just a perfect viewpoint for a sunrise.
Yeah.
Well, as good as you can get in the forest, at least.
Yeah, you find a good you find yourself like there's canopy ahead of you, but not too much, and you can kind of see up, not and you have a nice horizon that you can see the sunrise at.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoy that for a while, and then once that dissipates, I think it's just time to get back to making those potions, so I can have that out of the way and then just do whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of set out your herbalism kit, and you kind of like you set it up in your particular way on the in like a little clearing area. You are the fastidious were tiger, so
Yes.
you have it set up. You have it set up in a particular, like, everything is a process, and it goes from, like, one direction to the other, and um as chill as he like to appear, he's still a little bit particular.
Yes.
But yeah, the you go ahead and get started. You kind of bring out what you had started the previous night before, kind of like take it back to step one, as far as like working the materials and getting them in that nice paste that you dilute into the vial. Yeah, go ahead and give me another roll, another alchemy roll.
Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot I can just click on the herbalism kit
Yeah.
and roll that way. Sweet.
Yeah. The 22. Yeah. So you just like with a fresh look at it, you just power through it, and you have a third vial of healing potion. With
Excellent.
Lucius's healing potion, Lucius brand healing potion. With your it's like, it doesn't look like it looks familiar, but it has its own look with your herbs inside, and kind of that little bit of grain from like the reagents and things like that. But it's incredibly, it is, you can see just from the look and the color and the right tone that it's going to be effective.
Excellent.
Yeah. So you're going to carry your momentum forward.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, you barely, like, it is like,
I need so little.
yeah. It's tough because it's like, you were going along a ways, but when you kind of like diluted it, because each one is a whole new step, because you never know how much you're going to get from any particular reagent, as far as the actual paste and the actual like the particular oils that you're trying to extract from some of them, and the particular paste of like some of the herbs. You don't know, like, it's not a science. As much as people dealing with like wild herbs especially. So you're like, I had it there, but it just doesn't look right. You have you like, and at this, how this one came out was like, you're looking at the liquid, it's like, it's not quite there, but you can just like maybe start the process again, maybe paste a smaller amount, but with a better attention to detail, and add it to that mixture to get it to work right.
Okay. Yeah, I will try again. There we go.
Yeah, and it goes like gangbusters. Like, you're able to, like, that little smaller amount, like, pay better attention to detail to it, get exactly what you need from that mixture, put it in what you already put into that vial, kind of mix it together, and it's another fantastic potion of healing. That's 6 hours of work.
Right. So I imagine it's like probably 12 or 1 at this point. I guess it depends on what time sun rises.
Yeah, it's like you're depending on also if you take a time to in between to like maybe drink or eat and things like that.
Right. Yeah, so like Lucius, imagine he had breakfast, something from last night, and he's kind of
Yeah,
thinking like, well, let me see if I can get this last one before I go find my lunch.
yeah. All right, so
Kind of have a late lunch and squeeze that last one in.
yeah,
Okay. Beautiful.
yeah, yeah, and you get back on a roll. You're on a roll there where you're getting it exactly right. Like, yeah, you have filled all 5 of the vials you brought, and now you have 5 healing potions.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and um, yeah, and you have a pretty easy time going to find. I would say, um, give me a nature check or survival, nature or survival, whichever one works best.
Uh, sur- survival.
Yeah.
Not enough though. I
uh,
miss being a bard. I miss being a skill monkey.
yeah. Again, this is one of those things where it's like it just takes you a little bit more and a little bit more effort, to find food. However, like, how are you looking to get food for the afternoon?
Um, I think he's.
You,
What would he do? I
you have everything
like.
available to you. You have a shore not too far
Yeah.
away. You have plant. You have a forest of trees.
Right. I think he's going to wild shape into a panther and find some fresh meat that way.
Yeah. Yeah, you're able to
And so
find yeah.
he gets kind of hangry by the end, but
Yeah.
he
It
gets the
takes you a
job
little
done.
bit, but like you're able to do just that. And you're able to find like a it takes you a while, but you're able to find like a fairly grown rabbit who you can like are able to hunt down. Um and and that gets you a nice amount of meat that you can eat for lunch and more for later. I can even probably there's probably let's see, there's probably a thing. Well, there's a thing. There's probably a thing elsewhere. I actually probably have to wait for Heliana's hunting something other that Kickstarter to finish up and, and fulfill
No.
because that's gonna be fun. But yeah, you get a couple days worth of meat out of that rabbit. It's a plump one.
Excellent.
Um, yeah. Um, but you have with your food taken care of for a couple of days. You have nice comfortable couple of days. Let's see, 'cause we're talking about. Let me see. Yeah, because the 18. Yeah, you have a couple of days of just just nice times outside. You do your last. You have your potions. You have your. You mostly are able to kind of keep to yourself and to away from kind of the beaten paths, um, and have a relaxing time. I'll go to a couple of days later.
Okay.
To another dream sequence. In one of the nights you fall asleep again. I imagine still in the tree in one of the trees. You find a nice,
Yeah.
comfortable like place to rest up. You're gonna drift off to sleep, and eventually, as you kind of like go through your stages of sleep, you enter your dream, and as you kind of like enter your dream, you find yourself you're approaching like a clearing in the woods. The trees are nice and tall surrounding this clearing. The moon is full and looming overhead. The stars fill the night sky, twinkling in all their splendor. You see kind of like the star stream above you with all its like various colors and like star clouds and things like that. Um, the It's a beautiful night. You find yourself in this clearing, approaching the center area, and you look around, and you suddenly like find yourself kind of looking out and surrounded by one of each of every beast you've wild shaped as so far. You see like a panther, tiger, like all these various ones, and there's like a tiger in the middle, and like the panther, and all the different ones. I think even like, well, what have you done? Like you've done like a fish, you've done like an octopus, and I don't
I did a
see,
shark, I know.
yeah, in you there's a stream nearby, and you see the shark kind of like looking and surfacing every once in a while, but it's there. And
I probably
look,
would have done an octopus at one point.
yeah, at some point there's
Why
an
not?
octopus kind of like it's on the ground, but like doing the thing that octopuses do when it's like if it's trying to escape from a aquarium, it's like, but it's just sitting there, and they're kind of like they're surrounding you. And then you hear a voice that from a voice well from well could be behind you, could be next to you, maybe within you, like all at the same time, but just nowhere in particular. But you hear a voice like it almost sounds like maybe sounds foreign but familiar. Is look at these vile substandard beasts you choose to limit yourself to. And you kind of like look out, and you're overwhelmed with you kind of like get the sense that this being inside you looking out and trying to fill you with or fill yourself with almost like a feeling of contempt.
Okay.
And like it goes again, it's like, come on, show these creatures what a superior beast looks like. And you can almost infer what it wants you to change into.
Right.
You see a tiger in front of you.
Yeah. I'll change into a tiger.
Do you change it to tiger, or your tiger like
Or-
hybrid?
Oh, I forgot about that. It's been so long since I looked
The
at
hybrid form.
it. I'll start with the hybrid form.
Yeah, that feels like what it feels like it's compelling you to want to embody,
Okay.
and you feel your body changing, your fur coming in, your claws coming out, and you feel this like strength and pride and come over you, and it's intoxicating, and how like it feels right as you look down at your paws. and then you look out again, and where each beast stood is a pedestal. A pedestal made of wood for each of them. On each pedestal, you see a detailed mask. A mask that depicts each animal. Like a shark mask, all these ones.
Right.
And then you, at your feet, and at you, like right in front of you, you look down, and there's a pedestal right in front of you, and it has a mask as well. It's a mask of Lucius. The Lucius everyone else knows.
Hmm.
Do you do anything in that moment?
I think I just kind of walk around a little bit. I don't put any of them on. Or I might. I pick up the one of Lucius and kind of examine it.
Yes. Yes. What a useful guys for this world. You know better what your true form is. And the more you hear the voice, the more it feels like a more sinister, slightly twisted form of your own voice. And then as you contemplate all of this, you wake up.
Interesting.
It's the morning. It's the morning. Yeah. So
Lucius wakes up and he's wasn't certainly not a nightmare, and probably not even a bad dream, but it's maybe not even unpleasant, but he does have that feeling when you just have something that's kind of sticking with you, and it's just kind of weighing in your chest a little bit and in your stomach, like, he watches the sun rise and just goes about doing his thing. Guess I should have come up with more stuff for him to do. Just kind of walking, inspecting the wildlife for anything, any illicit substances, maybe. Some more. The root. I forget what it's. The suit. No, the Allure root. Root. So kind of look around for that if that would be appropriate.
Yeah, and you kind of and you have a lot of free time, and we can I think I'm not worried about. We could worry about whatever you harvest and whatever you get when we come back with the whole.
Yeah, that's fine. That's just kind of what he's kind of his daily routine is.
You're able to
go
do
around looking
easily.
for some of the roots and any other mushrooms and whatever. He would know all that, but the whole time it's just kind of that weird feeling that sticks with you.
That seems to help a little bit, just kind of giving yourself that activity of all right, let me investigate, but it doesn't help it go away completely, but it helps a little bit, at least distract ourselves a little bit. I would say not many eventful things happen in the next intervening days until that weekend, that whole week is just a lot of like sight, like looking around the different parts of the woods. You get pretty comfortable and familiar with the layout of that area. You sometimes, occasionally, end up looking. Sometimes you'll go out into the clearings and look at the uh, watch the kind of the Tyoden River, kind of like the flow of that. Sometimes you'll like observe. You'll kind of like set yourself up uh, at a tree and look at the activity of maybe the gilded roadway. See the people go by when you're feeling comfortable. But mostly just a lot of sightseeing. Just a lot of like getting that you become intimately familiar with that whole like peninsula, and it's just
Awesome.
nice that and you're able to kind of like reference it towards the maps. Yeah. So to kind of push it forward to the night of the full moon, it
Okay.
is you set yourself up. How does Lucius set himself up in for that night?
Probably at so during all his wandering for the past few days, and especially like his sleeping at night, he would have found like, okay, this tree, it has a little hollow where he can put uh what little bit he has. He can put his healing potions and kit and pants there, and so he knows, and his spellcasting focus.
Yeah.
And so, like he knows as much as you can know. Like it's gonna be safe here. It's pretty unoccupied.
Yeah. Sure.
And then he,
and yeah.
as I think, uh, as night approaches, like as it's kind of sunset, and the moon is just barely visible, I think that's when he takes the opportunity to change.
Yes. And you kind of like find an area where you it feels secluded, but you have a nice clearing to see the moon. Get
Okay.
a nice feel for the be able to see um above you, uh, and let's see. Okay, and then all right, I'm gonna activate. Okay, hopefully this is like animation
Okay.
stuff happening. Holy crap!
I see a thing.
Hopefully, okay, it's starting to stop slowing down. So one of the things, and you kind of set yourself up. I'm gonna do something real quick. Okay. I mean, I don't know why I'm bothering going forward. Because you definitely. Wow. Okay. Not a single person beat your passive perception on their stealth check. Wow. If you could see these numbers. So you clock it before they even approach the clearing, but you can feel hear and then eventually see these four um these four figures approach the clearing, but because you hear them coming before you see them, and so you can react ahead of time because you still have your passive perception, so you know that you can probably clock it even at like as four figures ahead of time. You hear some heavy foots of armor. So what do you do to prepare for whoever is approaching?
How close are the how close together are these trees?
There's enough room for a like there if in real life they would be ADA compliant, but barely.
Okay. Perfect.
If you kind of gives you a visual, and you know.
Yeah. No, that's what I want to hear. Is there?
And it's not that they're hidden from you; it's that you can perceive them so well that you hear them before that you hear them and you sense them ahead of time.
Right. Yeah. And I hear armor, like heavy armor.
Yeah.
Okay. I will slink away from them and like run up the closest tree that's in the opposite direction of them from the clearing.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead and give me an athletics check. Or acrobatics. I imagine athletics is going to be a lot better for you.
It is, but not by much.
You have a little bit of a tricky time getting up there. Are you trying to hide?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Okay. So I would say with that athletics check, you can do this stealth check, but with disadvantage, just because the tricky like you're having trouble getting up there, and that's going to affect your ability to like stealth.
Right. No, that makes sense. Well, it's going great, folks.
So go ahead and put yourself.
The game is paused for me.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. That's my.
Like probably this one.
All right.
Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy.
Yeah, and you're currently in
not nearly as stealthy as Lucius would like to make you think he is.
In your sizable hybrid form as a like were-tiger, trying to like cling to the tree, and and then after a little bit of time, you see four humanoids appear out into the clearing. If I could, it'll give me like a second. Dang it. Sometimes it won't. Okay, let me. There you go. Trying to pull up. Okay, passive. Yeah. Oh, use the passive right here. So yeah, everybody. You see. Let me do this. Oh, I don't have the map with just you in it. I didn't realize. So I'm gonna have. Let's do this map screen. This is. Oh wait, no, I don't. Oh yeah, don't have the cam. Hold on 1 second, folks.
Okay.
As I hastily slap things together. What's that? What?
Okay, cool.
Never mind. Let's theater of mind for the audience at home. Let's focus on. But you see two armor clad individuals with sizable swords with really like with a nice shine to them. And you see two people in kind of, I would say, not full on clergy attire, but there's like something to the similar effect, but maybe like a traveling version of a clergy attire.
Okay.
If it will let me open the character sheet. God damn it! I hate when it. I love Foundry, but it could be. It could be. It could be unresponsive sometimes. But trying to pull up these stat blocks that I used. Yeah, and then you would see that one of them is a little bit older, and why does this not even have a thing? Yeah, one of them is a little bit older, with a little bit more elaborate attire, so you can see that like it might be like a higher status within the clergy. You kind of like are in a bit of an odd state right now as you're transformed and the full moon and everything, so you can't really tell faces all too well, or like they don't really clock in any particular way, but they're just like these humanoids that are there, and they're approaching. I could have sworn I saw it out here. I heard something. Fiend! You foul beast! Show yourself!
I do not show myself.
It is, and then they will. Have them roll a perception check.
Well,
it is up there. It is up there on that tree. Come down here, you foul fiend.
I mean, it's can I tell that they're pointing at me?
Yeah, they're pointing in your direction.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so do you do anything?
No, I start eyeing the other trees to see which one I could jump to if it comes to it.
All right, so
which has the best landing pad?
Okay. yes. Let me make this a little bit easier. You hear the one of the member of the clergy like, yes, I see. Let me shed some light on this. Yeah. Let me see the range on this.
It it is at this point that Matthew realizes he should have made sure to prepare a whole bunch of spells that are only verbal or somatic.
So, yeah, he's going to get this one. So this priest is going to go ahead and cast Guiding Bolt, and then we'll be able to start initiative.
Okay.
But he's going to cast Guiding Bolt at first level. You have your but 11 does not hit. So it kind of just
Fantastic.
like guiding bolts, but you see this flash of light strikes the tree next to you. It's like, but the creature is there. Just. All right, so let's go ahead and roll initiative for everyone. I'm going to add everybody to. Just right click yourself and click the little like sword and shield thing.
Can I do that? Oh, there it is.
And then just roll initiative.
God, really?
Oh, for a second there, you were gonna be third. You were gonna be second in line. It was like you rolled that initiative, but you were gonna be second. I should say, yeah, you're second in line. Like,
oh my gosh!
Amazing. You are second in line. Okay. So let's see. What does a veteran? Okay. All right. Okay. So I know what he's going to want to do. Nah, that's too pricey. He wouldn't do that. They wouldn't be spending that on bolts. That wouldn't make sense. So the what is a low level seems like a fledgling paladin, but in sizable splint armor. And it's more I would say these pictures that are on the tokens are necessarily accurately indicative of the characters as I'm imagining them. They're gonna be kind of like their attire. If it shows, if it's any colors other than like just plain cloth or plain leather or plain metal, any kind of like anything that is dyed or colored has been kind of more dyed. Let me look it up. I'm looking at the deity that these people are. It's more in like in gold, in kind of like in things like in silver coloring and gold, but like gold accents, but in more like in like the colors and things like that.
Okay.
I would say perception, and you would perceive that their swords have a gleam to them that a usual sword doesn't have.
Fantastic. I will call out and tell them leave now and no one has to die. I will defend myself though.
Foul fiend, you shall leave these woods and go far from Port Damali and its citizens, or we shall vanquish you. So the veteran is up. Let me begin combat. The paladin is up. I love those little I love the little circle thing. People get to see, but
oh yeah.
All right. Let me look at, because he uses a veteran stat block, but he's kind of like a low level paladin, or like a fledgling paladin. Not low level, but decent. It's 30 feet. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So like right around here he goes. And well, he's not like he can get you with this sword from here. So he's gonna use his dash. He's gonna use he's gonna use his action to dash. So he's gonna run another 30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. I should probably measure.
Oh. Brilliant.
Okay. But otherwise, that is. He has. Which is okay. So he has a long sword at the ready. So yeah, that brings it to your turn.
Okay, so I have this fledgling paladin pretty close to me. I guess that's really kind of all I can attack.
Well, you do have your hybrid form does have its own attacks, which is really nice. I think it's the attack too.
It does, yeah. So can I? So can I like slide down this tree for half my movement?
Let's see. I think how tall? I think it's probably like a 15 foot. I will. Like how far up did you say you climbed up? Like
I don't know if I said. I was imagining though, like 20 feet, 15 to 20 feet.
15. Yeah, I'll say yeah. You can clock it to just like use your half your movement to just kind of like slide down. If you want to do it that way, just an athletics check. I'll say a DC 5 athletics check. Just it's not a crazy thing. It's not a crazy thing to do.
Don't screw this up, dice. Oh my god.
He's like, you barely get down there and comes, and he's like, I meant to do that.
Yeah. God. Okay, I will run 15 feet in a straight line. Can I do that from there? It's a little dark, so I think I can.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. It's just we're in the dark.
Yeah. So I'll run 15 feet in a straight line, and then
might actually
hit him with a couple of claw attacks.
Okay, what is this? All right, I changed the grid color. I don't know if it popped.
Excellent.
So
I can see that.
Yeah. So
Claw.
Claw. The claw.
How do I? Is it a right click, control right, shift right click?
I think double right click or alt right click.
Double right click.
And then you just do your unarmed strike. You just do your unarmed strike, and then the damage will be you can it'll be 1d8 plus your strength modifier as slashing damage instead of the bludgeoning.
Okay.
Damage. I think it's basically whatever the damage is already. I think, I don't know.
Gotcha.
But it's definitely 1d8 plus your strength, which is fairly high.
Okay. Normal. 13, so 19.
Also, this
does a 19 hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that right? I don't think.
That might not be it. It's.
Oh yeah.
It's so just roll 1d8 plus your strength modifier.
4. It's the same. Okay.
Let me apply the damage, but you do kind of you do slash into like an opening, a slight opening in the armor where some joints go in. It's not it's not a lot of damage, but you do find an opening to kind of slash in there and like kind of like dig your claws in.
Awesome.
It should be
and he needs to make a strength save DC 14.
Let's see, strength. Oh.
Oh. Okay.
So
he is not knocked prone.
Okay. Alright, let me pull your character.
And I will roll for my second unarmed strike. Oh my god. Jesus, please. I'm begging you.
And so this is you don't necessarily miss. Again, it's your claws trying to dig into this armor. You scratch the front of the armor, but it's just all it's all a splint. You're just scratching
it's
splint.
Armor.
Yeah. So that miss, it's more like you can't get through his armor and stuff. So unfortunately
that's my turn.
All right. So this slightly kind of more say a young adult, not young adult, like probably closer to not quite middle age, but adult. Wait, where did I start him? Priest, 30 feet of movement. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. I think that's for this. So he's gonna hit with a sacred flame. So he's gonna you see him kind of like bring his hands together, utters his incantation, and sling out his hand, and these like these like flame like energy kind of like extends out over like the battlefield and onto you. Um, so you just got to do a dexterity save.
Oh my god.
Luckily, it worked out the other way. You take 2 radiant damage.
Okay.
This is radiant damage. Uh, so, yeah, okay, and then that's just a little bit of you feel this like radiant flame kind of like wash over you. It's like kind of singes your kind of like fur and skin, just like so that is his action. That's a spell and that's a action. And he has no bonus action really. The rule for 2 spells is that one of them has to be a cantrip, right?
I believe rules is written you can cast a cantrip and a spell that is a bonus action.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there even are cantrips that are bonus action, but the spell has to be a bonus action.
Yeah, as long as it's action, bonus action, and one of them has to be a cantrip. Like it can't be 2 spells. But luckily, that sacred flame is a cantrip. So he's gonna cast spiritual weapon.
Lucky for who exactly?
Lucky for this priest. Apply active effects. Okay, let me actually let me just pop a token. I don't know.
What kind of trees are these?
I don't know. I forget, but they're pretty sturdy trees. I forget the exact type. I don't know that it spells it out.
Okay.
But like, there's in some of these areas. This is kind of like this is a battle map I chose, so it's not like
right.
Yeah, I think here it's a lot more of like climbable trees.
Right.
Like,
do I see any oak trees around?
I don't know. What are you looking for?
Bark skin.
You can. I would say
material component is a handful of oak bark.
Yeah, I would say. Let's see. It should be fine. Yeah, I would say you would find an oak, like you would find that they are oak style trees, like they are of an oak family. Yeah.
Oaky enough for the spell.
Yeah, they are from like the Exandrian version of the Quercus genus of the beech family, like Fagacea, but they're from different places. But yeah, they are the ones native to this area, but the oak trees there. So you're able to kind of like, and there's one right behind you. So
yeah, I thought Matthew thought about that while he was up in the tree.
Yeah.
I'm not sure Lucius did.
It's something where it is that I would say right now it could occur to Lucius to do that, but the tree trunk is 10 feet away from you, so
right.
So you can break melee range.
Yeah, no, I understand that conundrum.
Yeah. So but yeah. So let me just I think I could just add a token without any character. Okay. Um. Let me. Okay. Okay. I should have planned this a little bit more ahead of time, but I wanted to visually make sense.
Okay.
Everything's just low. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. A sword. There you go. This gold one. Okay. All right. And so he summons a spiritual weapon. Okay. A sword. Um. And spiritual weapon. Oh, when you cast a spell, you can make a melee. Okay. So you cast it. Okay. And okay. Melee spell attack. Okay. I just say melee spell attack. Okay. Okay. So it's just gonna be um spell attack. It's +5. Okay, so it's gonna be a spell attack +5. And a 16, I imagine, hits.
yes.
Yes. And then this is its force damage. It's gonna be 1d8 plus the spell casting ability modifier, just +5. No, spell casting ability modifier, not spell attack. Should be +3. Okay. So 1d8 +3. So you take 6 points of force damage.
Okay. Each. I will call out and ask what set you on my trail?
We heard word of there being a lichen around these parts.
From who?
And then nobody really answers. I think that's it. Yeah, so that's it for that guy. Okay, so the other veteran. Kind of like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. 10, 15, 25, 15, 20, 25, 30. He takes his dash action. So he has no actions and doesn't have any bonus actions, but he readies himself to attack with his long sword when he can.
Oh, good.
I think it's a thing. What do you do? Okay. You see this kind of like younger member of the clergy, kind of like more looking like a possibly an acolyte of, like, if you were to clock them, you would figure this person is that priest's apprentice or acolyte.
Okay.
At least it seems like that's the dynamic. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let me see. 30 feet, yeah. Standard 30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Doesn't have a lot. So he's going to cast. He's going to just cast Sacred Flame.
Okay.
So it's that same, like, you see, like he's still learning, but about his magic, but he's able to kind of like follow through. There's a Sacred Flame, and he rolls only one only 1 point of radiant damage, because it's like tickles you. Like the radiant flame kind of tickles you. And let's see, anything. And he's gonna. That's a cantrip. So he's gonna cast. Alt click. He's gonna cast Sanctuary. Oh, no, wait. That's Sanctuary. He pulls out a little bit of what is that? Component. There's a little small silver mirror, aims it out and casts Sanctuary on the this paladin over here. So he is officially a Sanctuary. So now, if you were to attack him for the next minute, you have to make a Wisdom saving throw or attack somebody else. Where do they have the Sanctuary here? Let's see. I'll just put this. It was like, okay. Put this Holy Shield on him. But that means it's Sanctuary. But that is it for. Yeah, you find yourself surrounded a bit. A little bit surrounded by some heavy duty people. Damn, I was gonna have this guy say, let me see, let me just. Alright. Let's say it works on everybody else. I believe only you will be able to clock this, but in that moment, another figure, starts to approach from the left over here. On their turn. You look over and it is actually a familiar face. It's Caden. You're the were tiger that found you, saved you, and brought you into the fold.
Hell yeah.
He comes in and he's got a rather impressive sword out. A very impressive sword with like this like hook design, and almost like looks like there's like this like blood red like glow in the center of it. And you see that he. Okay, there you go. Okay, Hunter's Mark. Let me pull up his character sheet. Let me make sure. When he emerges, the first thing it does is he casts Hunter's Mark on this guy right here. Well, actually, no. Instead, actually, no. I forgot. He has to show off why he is here. Instead, I think what he's going to do is he's going to slice. He's going to use his blade to kind of like draw some blood from his hand. And he's going to cast a Crimson Right. Where? Oh, okay. I guess now I know how to do that damage. But he's going to cast the Right of the Flame. So, and you see this kind of like fiery glow come over his weapon. So
nice.
So he's gonna. All right. So oh wait, no, that roll did mean something. Okay, he activates it. Okay. When you activate it, you suffer. Okay. How much did I roll on that? Do you remember?
I did not see it.
I'll roll it again.
All happened so fast.
So he will cast a Crimson Right, taking 2 points of damage in the process. Okay, taking 2 points of damage. Wait, what is he concentrating on?
Sanctuary, maybe?
No, probably.
That was the Acolyte.
On the Hunter's Mark. I didn't cast. He didn't cast.
Gotcha.
He's technically concentrating. Let me take that off of him. Oh, good. Oh, wait. Why does he have? Trying to take off concentrating. All right. Well, whatever. Alrighty then. But that's his bonus action. To do his Crimson Right, and that will be a. Gonna give me a second because I decided to roll this Blood Hunter. It's just super complicated character.
Yeah. Folks,
but
let me tell you about bass guitars.
yes, but I think that part of that is so that's gonna infuse it with an elemental damage, and it's gonna be Rite of the Flame, so it's gonna imbue it with fire damage, 1d6. It's gonna imbue it with an addition. I think it's decided from this roll. So, check for bonus section, imbue a weapon. Okay, so imbue a weapon, and it's gonna be this damage, but he's gonna attack with his Zibaldan blade.
Nice.
26.
Well, at least one of us can hit.
Yeah. He does
Nice.
12 points of damage. 12 points of slashing damage. And an additional 2 points of fire damage.
Damn, son.
It's like he says, "Is like, I believe that, my friend, I believe that these gentlemen are looking for me."
I say, I thought they caught on a little too quick. Kind of smirk.
Yes. And he smirks back, knowing, because you can kind of look at you're in your hybrid form, but you notice that he recognizes you. So it's like yeah, that is his turn. And the veteran, the paladin, is going to All right, I'm gonna do this. He's going to hit you with his longsword. Or at least attempt to. What the? Oh.
He has a good chance of succeeding.
Yeah, 17. He rolls that. Not both of those. Those are, I believe, two different types of damage based on how he's holding it. So,
I didn't see any of those rolls, by the way.
Oh, that's odd.
You can just tell me what they are, and I'll.
But he rolled the 17, and he does 9 points of slashing damage that you can feel. Oh yeah, just as you suspected, it's a silver sword. It's a silver sword. It has that like mirror like shine to it, and it's doing this damage.
You said 7.
9 points of damage.
That's not...
Yeah. 9.
9.
So he slashes through into you. Let me see. I'm gonna pull up. Okay. I'll do it easier from here. Does that make his second longsword attack? I believe.
Oh, good. Fantastic.
Oh.
Wise man once said, "It doesn't matter which edition of D&D you play. If you can't roll above a 7 all night, you're going to have a bad time."
Yeah. But he does 6 plus 7 damage.
Oh god.
Slashing damage. So just hover over that and you can apply that to yourself if you have yourself selected.
Oh, okay.
How are you doing health wise?
Oh, I'm at 4. So not good.
Wow.
Yeah. I have a few tricks up my sleeve yet.
Yeah. Yes. But luckily it is your turn.
Let's see. I will cast Healing Word on myself at level 3. As soon as I can remember how. Oh my god. 11 for all that.
That's something. So you're gonna find the healing to yourself.
Oh my gosh. How do I select myself?
You should be able to just right click, not right click, just click yourself.
We'll see if that does it. Okay.
There you go.
And now I will make 2 claw attacks at him. I'm just going to roll both of them, and then I'll roll for damages necessary.
Your 2 unarmed strikes. And we know that they'll be...
Thank you.
Okay.
No, thank you.
So your first one hits. Your first one gets through, and then you're able to you drill. You kind of are able to find that spot again with your one claw, and as you kind of come back with your other claw to get it, he's able to and as a reaction, just pull his sword up and kind of keep you from getting at him.
Right.
You do a nice chunk of damage to him.
Sweet.
Apply damage.
And I end my turn.
Oh, yeah, I even got I even forgot about that. All right, so the priest, the rabbi, and the duck. The priest is there, and he's going to, let's see. Is it his spiritual? Yeah, he's the one that casts spiritual. Okay. So he's going to go ahead and cast let's see. He sees the other guy, and he's gonna go ahead and cast Guiding Bolt on that guy.
Should I be able to see Caden on my battle map?
I put it. Oh wait, I thought I had set him to visibility. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I think maybe you did, and then he disappeared again.
Yeah, I think like maybe I accidentally right clicked or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Who
But
knows?
it looks like it misses. Yeah, the hit had a nice attack roll. Oh, yeah. Well, he'll like shoot that guiding bolt, and it just kind of sails to the right. He's just like frustrated. He turns his spiritual weapon at him. And he's gonna, it's +5 spell attack.
So he is also Caden is also in hybrid form.
Not at the moment, but he just came out with his sword.
Gotcha.
And kind of doing his, just focusing on doing his blood hunter stuff.
Sweet.
Alright, let's see. Alright, so he's gonna so he's attacking him for 13. But let me look at his character. Oh wait, I can pull it from here. Because I think that misses. Yeah, his armor class is 15, so
Nice.
I think it might even be 16, depending, because it's actually 16 now in the nightlight. Because he's also wearing this like designed armor that seems to kind of grant him a little bit of an extra protection in the deep night. So he has an extra +1 while it's between dusk and dawn.
Oh, cool.
So
You gotta get me some of that.
it is, but yeah, that unfortunately the spiritual weapon just kind of like just swings left. It's like, and you see the priest is just like frustrated, like, Peril, grant me guidance. Yeah, it just kind of says there, Pelor, grant me guidance, for I shall vanquish these foes. And then that is all he can do.
Lucius says, "I'd rather you not, man."
And this night, this bastard comes up. Bastard. Comes up and he will do his longsword attacks. His first one.
God.
Is I love this. No target. So he does 4 points of slashing damage. With his
I assume this is also silver. Yeah.
Yes, his is also having an effect on you. They definitely came out to hunt a lichen.
Wrong direction.
Like that.
Shoot. What? I think I was at 15.
I think so.
So 11. Okay. I clicked the wrong button.
Yeah.
Damage. Okay.
And I believe he hits again with 15.
Yes.
And again, the minimum damage. 4 damage.
Well, that's good.
To a degree. All right. He's gonna. Okay, well, I've got an idea of what Caden's gonna do. All right. Okay. That is it for that guy. This acolyte will kind of move himself over here. And he looks over the battlefield. He will. This will be the right thing for him to want to do. So he will cast Cure Wounds at first level on the more hurt.
Doesn't Cure Wounds, isn't that touch?
Oh wait, no, yeah. So he will have to go. Okay, so I'm gonna have to give him back his spell slot. Alright. Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, he'll go over there and do that.
Okay.
He's kind of like, I'll help you. And then he'll go over there and he'll touch his back and cast Cure Wounds. It does it for, I don't know what this extra, yeah, it should just be 8 healing damage, right? 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier. Oh. It's a weird way to put it.
That is.
Oh, I guess it's 10. Yes, so. Healing. Okay. So that is it for him. So he's actually do something daring. That is it for him. Caden is gonna do a fun thing. So he's gonna make an odd loop, which he's going to willingly take these attacks of opportunity.
Sweet. I think spiritual weapons don't have attack of opportunities. I don't remember where it says it. I just know that in my campaign, I think we had like a 30-minute discussion on it.
Yeah. Spiritual weapons.
I think it's maybe because it's not a creature or something.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And it's I think if I were to word it in a way that I could see the argument for, it's more like an attack of opportunity is a instinctual reaction from the person who does the attack to activity near them and somebody getting out of their way. The person to have the reaction for this would be the spellcaster, but it's not. It's not happening within their melee range. That's where I could see the argument for it. But I don't know which is the correct answer.
Gotcha.
But if you say that I think there's there's no provision given by the rules. Okay, yeah. There's some. I googled it and it says no, and that's fine with me. But this veteran still gets an attack of opportunity.
Yeah. Lucius looks visibly relieved when this happens.
Yeah.
Better you than me, mate.
Yeah, and then yeah. So he does hit. I love that the animation, since I accidentally have him selected and targeted, it looks like he attacked himself.
Oh.
But he does hit. For a whopping. What was it? Didn't display. Okay, 5 slashing damage. Yeah, well, look, concentration for the thing that he's not actually concentrating on. Whatever. Serves me right for accidentally casting fucking Hunter's Mark. So I need to make sure he has this spells. So okay, he only gets it once. All right. What he's gonna do is he's gonna move around here. He's looking at you a little bit cornered. And what he's gonna do is gonna be crazy. This is gonna involve this priest getting an attack of opportunity with his mace. I don't believe he has. Okay. He mace attack. 16 just barely hits. Wow. Did maximum damage.
Maximum.
Yeah, okay. There you go. But he definitely has. He's gonna do a shove attack on you, Lucius, to shove you back.
Okay.
Let me look at the shove attack. But his goal is to just to get you out of there. Get you out
Wonderful.
of this corner. And he's gonna use so it was 5, 10, 15, 20, and then I was like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, yeah. To get in there. So shove. Using an attack action, you can make a special melee attack. Either not confirm or push it away. Target must be. You're gonna make a strength check.
I will.
And then you will not. I imagine you won't contest it.
Yeah, I will choose to fail the save.
It's like, oh, he shoves you. It's like, oh yeah, and so you get pushed 5 feet away from him.
Awesome.
There you go. And then he occupies this space and he turns around. And gets ready to deal with these dudes.
Awesome.
It was like, you're cornered and outnumbered. And he's the one they want anyway, so it's like, Let me do back here. But yeah, now you're free of that bunch.
Beautiful.
And did I do that damage for him? Okay. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, he did do 2 saves. Okay. But that. So that is his. That's his movement and his action. So now he's going to do his bonus action. Pull him up. Character sheet. Where it's laid out by bonus actions. Okay. 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 Yeah, he's going to do his bonus action. He's going to do Blood Curse of the Marked on I think on this guy. So anybody can see within 30 feet. Blood Curse of the Marked. Yeah, there you go. One of his bonus actions. So now he will take he will when he does right damage, which is the extra bonus damage that he has on his sword right now.
Okay.
He will get an additional die of that damage, of that hemocraft damage. So let me marked. All right.
Wrong room.
All right. That is. So that is his bonus action. So that is it for his turn. Why is he all healed up again? Wait. Wait. Why is he full health? Okay, let me go back here. Make sure I apply all the damage you took again. No, on that one. Okay. Yeah, I think. Okay. Yeah, I don't understand why he was all of a sudden full health. All right. Okay, so this guy. Well, he's gonna attack the one that's in front of him. Okay, so I'll do this one. Okay. He does. He rolls a 14, so unfortunately he does not strike through to his armor, so he does no damage. Reveal to everyone. There you go. There you go. Shows up now. Do that attack again. There you go. This time, he rolls a 19, so he's able to kind of strike through. Does 5 points of damage to Caden. Or concentration. Should not be concentrating on anything. Okay. Alright. I need to get rid of these. So those are his attacks. But that is it for him. And now it is Lucius's turn.
All right. I will. Can I grab Bark as an object interaction?
Yeah. I'll be down with that.
Okay. I will step back. Is that 5 feet enough or 10?
Yeah. You can see the little shadow.
Okay. Sweet. So Lucius steps back 5 feet, grabs a handful of bark, and casts. Oh my God, what's it called? Bark skin.
Bark skin. You kind of like pull it to your ritual, to your motions, and then you feel your skin underneath your fur kind of become more hardened. You get hard. Yeah, you are now
awesome.
bark skinned.
Fantastic. And my AC is now 16.
Yes.
And can I do anything? I will, with my Balm of the Summer Court, I will heal myself for 2d6. Nice. If I can find it.
Physician, heal thyself.
Okay, fine. 4 whole hit points plus 2 temporary.
Yes. So you should be able to apply those hit points, and then I forget how you can apply like temporary hit points.
I found it.
Okay.
There's a tiny little box under there.
All right. So perfect.
All right, and that is my turn.
The priest takes surveys the situation. Looks out at everybody. Okay. Moves forward just a bit. Let's see. I think It's going to take another crack at Guiding Bolt on Caden. A little animation.
Flames.
So rolls. Wow.
What?
14 points of radiant damage? Yeah,
Good God.
On hit, it's 46 radiant damage. So it takes that much damage. Also, this whole concentration check nonsense. Also, the next attack on him has advantage, as a kind of like a streak of light fires over him, kind of envelops him in a kind of a glow for a moment, as he's now being has a mystical dim light glittering on him until he gets his next hit. Until he gets hit. Until the next attack. Okay. The next attack roll. Okay. Okay. And then the spiritual, and the next attack roll will be his spiritual weapon. So, plus 5 advantage. Well, that worked out.
Oof.
If I recall correctly, let me see. It's that's a spiritual weapon. It's 28 plus spell casting modifier, which is, or it's 3. Okay, and so it's, I believe we're in Wildmount, it applies the way they do it is double the rolled amount. So it's 8 plus 3, which is 11. So now it does that. 27. Okay. Okay, so yes, okay. So let's see.
So all those rolls, it said Caden was making those?
It was like it stuck with him when concentrating on something.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, but I think it's but it won't unconcentrate. I don't know. There's a thing that I need to fix.
Okay.
I can't get rid of it.
So was that 2d8 plus 3 2 or from Caden?
It's to Caden.
Okay.
They took 11
That's what I was
damage.
thinking.
Yeah. He's looking he's looking hurt.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, let me see. This veteran. Like, calculate things. Um, we need. This is a hybrid form. Okay. Okay. Alright. Trying to see how this goes. Okay. Next one attack. I misses. So kind of just like the Caden is able to dodge his first attack. Okay, and then the second attack. So we pull up his sheet in here. And same things like parry one, parry the other, and he's the second paladin is unable to find purchase on Caden. He's too skilled with his attacks and with his defense.
Nice.
The Acolyte. This is not in melee range with anybody. Taking up the opportunity to back the fuck up. 5, 10, 15, 20. And all that he has left is cantrips. So it does occur to me that I should have had like music happening this whole time.
Oh.
All right, too late now. I need to try to remember these things. All right, he's gonna. Caden is gonna take he's gonna do a dexterity check. Unfortunately, he fails.
Caden.
He takes 5 whole points of radiant damage. He's not concentrating on anything.
Is it still the hunter's mark? Is it somehow? I think he has hunter's mark on himself, or there's a little dot in the corner.
Yeah, you also have it too. Which is a way to like clear conditions. Let me see. Condition lab. All right, I'll live with it for now. I'll figure out later how to clear conditions and things like that. But I'll leave it for now. Just to kind of keep things going. This acolyte. So to the sacred flame, 5 points of damage. Yeah, and that's he the acolyte is looking at it and looking at your faces like, and at the priest is like, are you sure? Are you sure this is Palor's will? They we didn't get word of any attacks or anything. And then like she just seems to be like concerned about all this. He seems to be concerned about all this. Caden is going to okay. Crimson right. As a bonus action, he's going to. No, it doesn't stack. I forget. He'll actually properly cast Hunter's Mark this time. And let's see. All right. We'll go on to details. Okay, I have to give him his use back. Okay, so it's there. Hunter's Mark. Alright, so he's going to attack with a sword.
Nice. Oh yeah.
So this is this damage. Plus the right of the flame. Alright. That's this damage. Use crit damage, okay. Plus, I think. I guess it doesn't matter. Let's see, where's the crimson right? It's 1d6. Okay, I just rolled a d6. Extra. It's actually. Okay. And then on additional dice. Okay, she rolls 2d6. of Hemocraft damage. Of fire damage. It's like the oh no, oh dang it. I had the wrong character selected. Apply damage. Apply damage. And then he also has the Hunter's Mark. Which ended up only being the 1 damage, but it's still a sizable amount of damage. Wait, so I think he has 2 attacks. I forgot he has 2. I completely forgot that he has 2 attacks. 2 attacks per round. Caden does.
Man.
That's on me. So he's gonna come down with another slice with his sword. That's 22, so that definitely hits. 6 points of slashing damage. But oh no, god dang it. Keep selecting the wrong this is like the DM the DM dilemma of this, like accidentally being selected the character you're dealing damage from rather than the one you're dealing damage to.
Oh jeez.
Okay, so that being said, he's gonna roll 2d6 of fire damage. Honestly, I think it's just 3. It's just another d6. So it should just be 3d6. So this, yeah, 5 damage, and then 1 more d6. 1, but yeah, this other veteran looking fairly rough.
Nice.
It's like, back off and I will let you all live, Caden said. We don't want to hurt you. Just let us live. Just let us be.
Do they do so?
Well, we'll see what happens in the future turns. He yeah, he sees how he let me see. Yeah, I'd say so. I guess it was this his turn. He says, "I." Can you see him like with like various like wounds from the blade, and like with some singes, like we. Are you actually, you know what? If he's saying that, I'm actually gonna say, let me give him a chance to do a persuasion check. Persuasion.
Oh, okay.
Because he's like saying like, hey, and he's being honest, like there's
right,
not deception.
Oh.
And this combined with the how worse for wear at least this one guy is, and he realizes like he sees the the, the genuine nature of his request is like, men, let's give these gentlemen a chance to. If they allow us to leave, I believe. I don't know if I'm ready to die for this battle, especially if they are true to what they say. He struggles, but he decides, let us walk away from this battle. And he's going to attempt to back away, and Caden allows him without taking his opportunity attack.
Okay.
So he's backing away. So as a sign of good faith. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then he will forego his action to wait for the rest of his people near his acolyte. Lucius, it's your turn. You can always hold your action to see if they continue.
Yeah, so I'm going to hold my action. So my action would be to run up and pounce this priest.
Yeah.
And the trigger would be at the risk of being too vague, anything hostile. If he starts to if he casts a spell that I recognize as, fireball or whatever.
Yeah. That sounds perfect. So you hold that action. The priest looks around, kind of stops to grab his holy symbol. We make no actions to harm our people, or we will follow through and destroy you and your kind. And he dismisses a spiritual weapon and walks back with the rest of it with his people. And the veteran kind of like backs away as the other knight backs away slowly, and again Caden lets him leave. And they with keeping an eye on you, they all leave. And you can tell as they walk away, the priest and the acolyte they attend to as they walk away. They're tending to the one paladin's wounds as they walk away, but they do leave you in the clearing with Caden. That ends combat.
I'll ask him. Oh man, are you all right? Do you need healing?
I could use a little pick me up.
I will cast. I'll cast Cure Wounds on him. we'll do second level.
Nice, yes. Yeah, and you're in this whole endeavor. Healing's healing.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'll cast Cure Wounds on myself at first level twice,
Yes.
I guess. Or
Yeah,
I'll
you kind of
cast it
have you.
and then
Yes.
yeah,
It
I'll
does.
do
It
it
does a
again.
little. This it does a little animation as well. It's like.
Oh,
Oh, 10 both
awesome.
times. Nice. You heal up 20 hit
Nice.
points. Uh, you see his,
How's he looking? Does he need more?
he says like, I mean, I'll be fine for now, but I could,
I'll
if you have a little extra healing, I wouldn't mind.
I'll give him 2d6 of Balm of the Summer Court.
Ah, there.
Oh. 3 plus 2 temp.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we'll be able to fend for ourselves the rest of the night. I think we're good. Well, long time no see, my man.
Yeah, I can't say I expected to see you anywhere around here.
He looks
And I'll.
up at you like as you in your hybrid form, like
Oh yeah.
he's like, and just like he's nonplussed about it. He's like he understands it, and it's like, ah, yes. And I see you're still doing your thing with the control and trying to master it.
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
It's hard to find time. You know, I'd like to I'd like to not depend on the moon for it, but
Yeah.
there's only so much time away from everyone else that you can find.
I mean, not to uh not to put too many ideas in your head. Notice I'm I'm just me. Yeah, I've kind of like gotten a little bit more in tuned with my life force. It causes a little pain, but I found that it's actually been allowing me to have a little bit more control. It's like it's being able to kind of channel this curse. But that's been my journey. Um, so it's a little bit tough to have to kind of slice your hand open, your arm open. You kind of do see that no, he wouldn't have really scars. I mean, like he his like his hand is still like finishing up healing from kind of channeling that blood right. um you kind of get the hang of it. um yeah, I kind of follow this order that's been helping me with that. But well, I guess I should ask. Well, how's aside from all this, how's your journey been? You made it all the way up here to Port Damali. Out here to Port Damali. What brings you out this area?
Um, the life of an itinerant worker. I grouped up with a small band, uh, both metaphorical and literal. And we've been finding work where we find it, and done a little sailing, and if you're on a ship, I suspect that you would eventually end up at Port Molly, whether you want to or not.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially along the coast.
Yeah. Yeah, I figure. Yeah, I've been going on my. I've been hunting. Is my profession. Hunting particular games, but kind of specialized.
Kind of. Lucius shoots him an inquisitive look at that.
Yeah. It's been an interesting lifestyle. The lifestyle of a blood hunter.
What brought them out here? Is it? I haven't been in town even a full cycle, so
I must have been careless during one of my hunts. I was hunting I was tracking a basilisk in the area. At least what I thought was a basilisk. Never could track it down, but was utilizing my other forms. Somebody must have spotted me. That's the only thing I could think of.
Interesting.
Even have my moments. You can have all the control in the world, but it's still you at the wheel. And
very true.
We're still only human.
Well,
mostly.
So you don't spend much time in any other forms then?
Well, I mean, if the situation arises, I would have probably utilized it there. It just depends on when the situation warrants it. Usually can only do it one. I can do it willingly and I can control it, but I've at the cost of only being able to do it once a day.
Interesting.
But I can do it any all month long, moon or not, day or night. It's just it's not the energy of the moon helps, but it's still all in there. That curse is in your body. It's in your blood.
Right.
So all it is just channeling it. That's been my training.
I suppose I'll have to practice that then.
Yeah. Well.
Carefully.
Yes.
Discreetly.
We'll have to discuss that. If I'm around often enough, I might offer my advice. But that took a lot out of me.
Yeah.
Are you camped up around here?
Yeah, over, and I'll point. Well, no real camp, just the trees.
That's good.
Up there.
Yeah, sounds good. and what he does is he ends up the two of you finding a couple of branches out to rest. Um, any further conversation is just like light stories about a life on the road, things like that. Um, he doesn't get too much into hard details about his life. He just mostly tells like light stories about this town with this like restaurant that's really nice. I was up in Warden hanging out and I saw some there's some really nice taverns up there. I can see why you, why you love that town so much. Um, just a lot of time in the woods. He'll vaguely touch on different hunts and things like that, but mostly just casual conversations as you kind of like rest for the night.
Does he? I'll kind of ask. Where are you living, if you don't mind me asking? Are you out here? Or are you further in town?
Really, I'm just living. Here, there, where the hunt takes me. I find places. I will stay in various towns, but no real permanent place.
Hmm.
I've even kind of made my way through a couple places in the Empire.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Probably not officially. Probably didn't know. I don't have papers or anything, and I certainly didn't cross any proper borders. But yeah, you make your way up the Copia Wildwood. You eventually hit the Empire. Head up that way. It's a little tricky, but you gotta do some swimming. But it's
Interesting.
You should see Rexentrum. That is if you think Port de Mali is a huge city, Rexentrum is something else.
Hmm. I don't know if I could handle that.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't
Long
really
ago,
for me.
maybe, but
Yeah, wasn't really for me either. But it was fascinating to experience.
well, maybe I'll spend a day or two there at some point. You never know.
Yeah,
With my crew.
yeah. And then um, and then just the conversation keeps going. He does ask about the crew. What kind of, without having to like do all the details, but what do you kind of like tell him as far as overall about the party, about the gang?
Is like how I feel about them or what they're
Whatever.
like.
Yeah, like
Okay.
tell me something about the crew, man.
Okay. Well, I'll tell him. You can kind of give a brief description. Visual. We got a halfling. We got a tabaxi. We got mortal. We got Solero. And Sue. And just everything I say is truthful. Is Lucius trusts this guy
Yeah,
pretty closely, so it's
yeah. So
just kind of he likes the people. He's not sure about the town. He might have to come out to the forest more than once per moon. He might have to make a point of
yeah.
weekly.
Sounds nice. Yeah, and you guys kind of just keep talking and just like sitting out there looking up at the moon, like, and you still in your hybrid form. I think at some point he does switch to his hybrid form just as just as a just
Like a
for you guys so you can both be
camaraderie thing.
camaraderie. Just kind of like you guys to where tigers sitting in a tree, sitting staring up at the moon. And yeah, and that's how you spend the evening, just chilling out. Max and relaxing, all cool. Um, and I will say, when you wake up, you wake up early, but you wake up and he is gone by the time you wake up. Like, um,
he's totally gone, not just like, I if I listen, can I hear him rustling around down there?
let me see. You can just catch the sound of his like footsteps, kind of like walking away, in the morning.
I will kind of, yeah, I'll run after him and say, you didn't think you could leave without saying goodbye, did you?
Got me. Because he pulls you in for a good bro hug.
Yeah, I give him a big old hug and let him go.
All right, take care of yourself, kid.
I will do my best. You too.
Hopefully I see you around.
Yes. Yeah. It doesn't seem like you'll need it, but call me if you ever need anything.
I will do. And he kind of like nods and kind of walks away. Yeah. And then of course you break up your human self and then it takes you I probably didn't touch on it takes you like a couple days to get out to these woods, so you kind of like I imagine just start making your way back down making your way downtown.
Yeah. Yeah, I might spend one more night like around here, or like on the way back, but still in the wood.
Yeah.
But just trying to keep the form not on an exact full moon, and just work on practicing that.
Yeah. You do that. So you can do that. You eventually you arrive back in town on the 1st. What happens, we'll have to find out after after we find out what happens with the rest of the crew next week. Because we don't know that. It's all happening at the same time. They're probably actually going to be doing their next thing while you're off in the woods. So it's going to be fun. But yeah, that was a fun little sidetrack adventure with us, with Lucius, kind of exploring his relationship with his lycanthropy. Thank you for being with us for this whole fun little adventure, fun little sojourn. I found a new word, sojourn.
Man, I should have brought that Moody Blues album. You would have known all about Seventh Sojourn.
Exactly. But yes, thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for being with us either live or on Memorex. Thank you for checking us out. Be sure to follow the channel on Twitch at Rebelli TV, or on YouTube at Rebelli TV. Subscribe to our YouTube. like, shared all the episodes. Check out thetomes.com or throughthetomes.com, where we have all the episodes posted up with show notes and links to the various things that we use, various like tools and really cool like modules as we use them. We're gonna have this upcoming adventure is gonna be a really cool, interesting one. It's brought to you by Adventures Await. So the one we're gonna start next week. So check out the link down in the show notes on YouTube or on thetomes.com. But yeah, check out the things, follow the channels, subscribe, do all the calls to action. Until next time, don't forget to love each other. Hasta los huevos.
Toodaloo.
Bye-bye.
Hashtag find Luke.
Rebelli Podcast, baby.